Shabbat Shalom to you all. Our wonderful, wow, we need more chairs for the choir. It's absolutely amazing. We're on an absolute roll. Maybe we can bring a few more over, actually, if you want to. Have you all got a seat? Amazing. We might need a couple more because we might get one or two coming in later afterwards as well. Welcome to you all, whether you're here just as a regular worshippers, whether you're online or whether you're coming here to celebrate Alexia's bat mitzvah. It's going to be an amazing service. We look forward to your participation actively in it to make it the wonderful occasion it's going to be. School friends, if you get a little bit lost, we'll try to sort of like point you out where you are, but I know you've got friends behind you who will help point out where you are in the service as well. Just please do join in. If you've got any questions for me, then please come up and ask myself or Cantor Tamara after the service. We're also delighted to welcome Balat Tefillah, lay reader Emily Eastmont from our Ealing community, who's going to be delivering the sermon today. Please do join in as much as you can. We're starting on page 122. Page 122. And when you've found it, would you please rise? Page 122. Eternal God, we come before you, surrounded by members of our community. With them we share our happiness, that it becomes greater, our troubles and they become smaller. May we never be too mean to give, nor too proud to receive, for in giving and receiving we discover you, and begin to understand the meaning of life. Let us not separate ourselves from the true strength of our community, the experience and wisdom of old people, the hopes of the young, and the examples of care and courage which sustain us. Give us an open mind and a generous heart to welcome those who need us, and to admit your presence into our daily life. We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe, for the strength that comes to us through our community. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Ozer Yisrael b'gvura. We turn over the page, in the middle of the page to page 124, and sing together in joy.
Ashreinu, Ashreinu, Matov, Matov, Matov Chalkeinu. Ashreinu, Ashreinu, Matov, Matov, Matov Chalkeinu. Manayim, Manayim, Manayim Koraleinu. Manayim, Manayim, Manayim Koraleinu. Manayim, Manayim, Manayim Koraleinu. Manayim, Manayim, Manayim Koraleinu. Mayafa, 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 Yerushalayim, Ashreinu. Mayafa, 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 Yerushalayim, Ashreinu.
We're at the bottom of 124. Baruch Shamar v'haya ha'olam, Baruch Hu. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamechulal befi amo, meshubach u'mefo'ar bilshon chasidav ve'avadav, bishvachot u'vizmirot negadelcha, v'namlichecha malkeinu, Yachid Chei Ha'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, Melech Mechulal Batishbachot. Yishvat kol har, tevarech et shimcha.
Page 126, you will have noticed that we've pretty much sung our way through the first part of the service, which, well, we normally do a bit of reading as well, but Alexia's Torah portion and what we're going to be focusing on later on is all about song. And so you will see the beautiful words in the middle of this page. Yet though our mouths should overflow with song as the sea, our tongues with exultation as the roaring waves. These words we're now going to sing and we'll repeat through the service. And it's very easy for everybody to sing. It's a beautiful leveler. So even if you don't know Hebrew, you're going to be able to join in with this.
So there are 3 parts to this. And if we're feeling adventurous, we might split up the room in a little while. But for now, let's all try. Ilululu, ilululu, ilululu. Ilululu, that's it. Ilululu, 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 ilululu. Let's try that again. Ilululu, 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 ilululu. One more time. Ilululu, ilululu, ilululu. Now that we've got that a little bit under our tongues, there's a part that goes on top of it, And we're going to keep building this up in layers so that we're overflowing with song, just like this text says. So, we've got our low part. Here's our middle part. It sounds like this. Ilululu, vilululu, malele shirakayam. Ilululu, vilululu, malele shirakayam. Ilululu, ilululu, malele shirakayam. Ilululu, ilululu, malele shirakayam. That sounds beautiful. Now we've got a higher part, and our choir are fabulous and are going to help with all of this. The higher part sounds a little bit like a waterfall, which I love, because we're talking about song overflowing like the sea, and our tongues full of joy like waves. So the music creates the sound of these waves. See if you can hear it in this high part. Ilu afinu malele shirakayam. Ilu afinu malele shirakayam. Ilu afinu malele shirakayam. Ilu afinu malele shirakayam. Beautiful. So now what we're going to do, with the choir's help, all of you should be pretty familiar with that low part. So let's start with that low part together. It's what Rabbi Aaron is doing. So we'll start there and we'll build. Ready? Here we go. Ilululu, 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 ilululu. Now this part is just for you. Ilululu, ilululu, malele shirakayam. Beautiful. Ilululu, ilululu, malele shirakayam. Good, let's try that again, this section. Ilululu, ilululu, malele shirakayam. Ilululu, ilululu. Beautiful. We're going to add that top part with the choir. Ilu, ilu, male shirakayam. Ilulu, ilulu, male shirakayam. All the parts together. Ilulu, ilulu, one last time all together. Yet though our mouths should overflow with song as the sea, our tongues with exultation as the roaring waves, and our lips with praise as heaven's wide expanse. And though our eyes shine as the sun and moon, our arms spread forth like the wings of eagles, and our feet speed swiftly as hinds, still we could not fully thank you, eternal God, for your infinite kindness to our ancestors and to us. We'll continue over the page on the bottom of 127. Adonai malach geud lavesh, lavesh Adonai oz hitazar, av tikon tevel bal timot, nachon kisacha me'az me'olam ata, naseu neharot Adonai, naseu neharot kolam, Yiseu neharot toch yam, mikolot mayim rabim. בתחנה וקודש, אדוני לאורך ימים.
Please rise.
ישתבח שמך לעד מלכנו, הלל המלך הגדול והקדוש, בשמיים ובארץ, כי לך נאה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו. שירו שבחה, הלל וזמרה, ברכות והודאות, מעתה ועד עולם. ברוך אתה אדוני, הבוחר בשירי זמרה.
Page 135. Page 135. And we read together on page 136. We praise you, eternal one, our God, sovereign of the universe, maker of light and creator of darkness, author of peace and creator of all things. In your mercy you give light to the earth and all who live on it. And in your goodness you renew creation continually, day by day. How manifold are your works, O God! With wisdom have you made them all. The world is full of your creations. Your handiwork proclaims your praise. The radiant stars bear witness to your glory. We praise you, O God, creator of light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer or uvorei choshet oseh shalom uvorei et hakol. Adonai Eloheinu Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer or uvorei choshet oseh shalom uvorei et hakol. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer or uvorei choshet oseh shalom uvorei
Baruch atah Adonai Yotzeh HaMeorot.
Continue. Great is your
Love
love
for us, eternal God, and abundant your compassion. Our ancestors trusted in you, and you taught them the laws of life. So be gracious to us and teach us. Incline our hearts to hear your words, to know and understand, to learn and teach, and with love to uphold the truths of your Torah. Enlighten us with your teaching.
Make us faithful to your commandments,
And wholehearted in the love and awe of your name.
for in love you summon us to serve you and proclaim your unity. We praise you, O God. In love you have called your people Israel
to serve you. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai, Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai, Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam, Leolam, Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai, Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha ve'hayu ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'beitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'komecha וקשרתם מאוד על ידיך, תותפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהים. הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Please be seated. Good and beautiful and true, sound, established and enduring are these words now and forever. True it is, Eternal One, that you are our sovereign God and Redeemer. As you were the God and Redeemer of our ancestors, you are our Maker, the rock of our salvation. We've known you always as our helper and our liberator. There is no God but you. Truly, you are first and you are last. We have no Redeemer but you. You redeemed us from Egypt and freed us from the house of bondage. Then with great joy, Moses, Miriam, and all Israel together sang to you this song. A new song the redeemed sang to your name at the shore of the sea. With one accord they gave thanks and proclaimed your sovereignty.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi ki tehilatecha. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi ki tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor, V'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot, U'Mevi Ge'ulah Zer U'Moshia U'Magen, Abraham, Ve'Ezrat Sarah, Tim ata Rav leHoshia, Mashiv haruach u'morit hageshem, Mazriach hashemesh u'morit hatam, Mechalkel chayim b'rachamim rabim, Somech noflim b'rofei cholim, U'matir asurim, U'mekayem emunato lishenei afar, Mi chamocha ba'al geburot, U'mi domelach, Melech mimit v'chayei, Matzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lehachayot metim, Baruch atah Adonai.
We sanctify your name on earth. As in the prophet's vision, the hosts of heaven sing your praise above. For so it is written. Leolam. Baruch Adon Adonai Mimkom. Baruch Adonai Mimkom. Mimkom acham malkeinu tofia v'timloch aleinu ki machakim anachnu lach. Timloch Adonai leolam Elohai Tzion. Generation to generation, we will make known your greatness. To the end of time, we will proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O our God, shall never depart from our lips. We praise you, Eternal One, the Holy God. Please be seated.
Yismachu v'malchutecha, Yismachu v'malchutecha, Shomarei Shabbat v'korei oneg, Amikadshei Shevi'i, Amikadshei Shevi'i, Kulam Yismachu v'yitangu mituvecha. Lahashimi ratzita bo, v'kidashto. Lahashimi ratzita bo, v'kidashto. Etat yamim, otah karata.
Ritzei, v'menuchatenu, kadeshenu b'mitzvotecha, v'ten chelkeinu b'toratecha, sabeinu mituvecha, v'samcheinu b'yeshuatecha, v'tahel libeinu le'ovtecha, be'emet, v'hankilenu Adonai Eloheinu be'ahava uv'ratzon shabbat kodshecha, ve'anuchu v'Yisrael mekadeshei shemecha, Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat.
We continue together. Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu ba'amacha Yisrael. Utfilatam b'ahavat tekabel. Utkil ratzon tamid avodat Yisrael amecha. Baruch atah Adonai. She'otzecha levadecha v'yira na'avod. Modim anachnu lach. She'atahu Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu. Le'olam va'ed. Tzor chayenu magen yishenu. Atahu l'dor v'dor.
Nodeh lecha u'nesaper tehillatcha, al chayenu hamsurim bi'adecha, ve'al nishmotenu hapakadot lach, ve'al nisecha shebechol yom imanim, ve'al niflotecha v'tovotecha, shebechol et erev v'voker v'tzoharayim.
Baruch atah Adonai, atov shimcha, v'laha na'eh.
Sim shalom, tova uvracha. Sim shalom, tova uvracha. Sim shalom, tova uvracha. Sim shalom, tova uvracha. Chen v'chesed, chen v'chesed v'rachamim. Chen v'chesed, chen v'chesed v'rachamim, v'rachamim. Sim shalom, tova uvracha. Sim shalom, tova uvracha. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Amecha. Sim shalom, tova uvracha. Sim shalom, tova uvracha. Tova uvracha.
Baruch atah Adonai.
Oseh hashalom.
mouths and the meditations of our hearts be acceptable to you, O God, our rock and redeemer. And in a week where our people have felt yet again under threat, where we have had an attack on a Jewish community on Yom Kippur in Halle in Germany. And last night one of our members mentioned that her father's family had come from there. And as soon as he saw the walls of the building, he was brought to tears. We very much think of our communities, especially in Europe, that do feel under threat. We also remember that there were 2 people who were not Jewish who died in that attack. And this morning we very much remember them and mourn for them as we would mourn for any Jew as well. This was an attack on all humanity. And so let us do our little bit that we can to bring a bit of peace to this world by bringing all of our voices together in a tune that is familiar to liberals, traditionalists, reformists, whatever Jews we are all around the world. A tune written by Nurit Hirsch to these beautiful words, Oseh Shalom Bimromav, may the Most High source of perfect peace grant peace to us, to all Israel, and to all humanity. Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Israel, Ve'al Kol Bnei Adam, Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Israel, Ve'Hibru, Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Kol Israel. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Kol Israel. Yaseh Shalom. Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Kol Israel. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Kol Israel. May our words of peace go with us through this week and into our futures and into the world around us. We now turn to page 490. Page 490 for our Torah service. Malcolm?
Assemble the people, men, women, and children, and the strangers in your cities, to hear and learn to revere the Eternal One, your God, and observe faithfully all the precepts of this Torah. And let their children who do not yet know it hear, that they too may learn to revere the Eternal One, your God. Please stand. V'ha'ereneinu v'toratecha v'da'abek libeinu v'mitzvotecha v'lira et shemecha v'ha'ereneinu v'toratecha v'da'abek libeinu v'mitzvotecha Levaveinu ve'ahava u'yira et shemecha.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Eloheinu gadol Adonenu gadol Shema.
Gadlu Adonai Iti and Aromamo Shemo Yachdav. Let us magnify the Eternal One. Together let us exalt God's name.
In the presence of this congregation, which represents the Jewish people all over the world, I give thanks for what I have learnt of my Jewish heritage and promise to go on studying in the years ahead. So may I come to understand ever more deeply and carry out more fully the duties that flow from it. I think of all those who, in past ages, have preserved the Jewish faith and declared their loyalty to it, as I do today. I thank my parents and my family, my teachers and my friends, and all who have helped me to reach this day. And I pray to God, guide me and keep me strong, so that I may fulfill the high hopes that rest on me.
Amen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shehahianu v'kiamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
Amen.
We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe, that you have kept us alive, sustained us, and enabled us to reach this season.
Amen.
Amen.
As I mentioned, this week it's all about songs. We come to the last of Moses' songs. How many songs did Moses sing? I'll leave you pondering that one. Feminists would argue maybe just one. But we might argue traditionally two, because at least there's the song at the sea, and there's this special song, Ha'azinu, that Moses speaks at the end of his exhortations to the Israelites to be good human beings, good Jews, good Israelites, when they go into the land, so that God will be able to bless them. And we have these beautiful words, this wonderful poetry, Ha'azinu.
Baruch hu et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bacha banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Ha'azinu hashemayim va'adabera, v'tishma ha'aretz imrefi. Ya'arof kamata likhi. Tizal katal imrati. Kisirim alei desher, v'hivivim alei esev. Ki shem Adonai akra, havu godel leloheinu. Hatzor tamim pa'alo, ki holder hav mishpat. Eil emuna ve'ein avel, sadik v'yashar hu. Shihet lo, banav mimam, do ikesh uv taltol. Ladonai, tig meluzot, am naval v'lo chacham. Halohu aviha kenecha, al asaha v'yachonenecha. Zechor yamot al olam, binu shenot dovado. Sha'al aviha v'yagedacha, zikeinecha v'yomru lach. B'hanhel elyon goyim, b'hafrido b'nei adam. Yatsev gevulot amin, l'monispa b'nei Yisrael. Ki helek Adonai amo, Yaakov hevel nahalato. Yimsa'ehu ba'eretz midbar, uvtohu yelel yeshimon. Yisovavenahu yavonenehu, yitzerenahu ka'ishon eno. Give ear, O heavens, let me speak. Let the earth hear the words I utter. May my discourse come down as the rain, my speech distill as the dew. Like showers on young growth, like droplets on the grass. For the name of the Eternal I proclaim, give glory to our God, the rock, whose deeds are perfect, ye, all God's ways are just, a faithful God, never false, true and upright indeed. Unworthy children, that crooked, perverse generation, their baseness has played God false. Do you thus requite the Eternal, O dull and witless people? Is not this the Father who created you, fashioned you, and made you endure? Remember the days of old. Consider the years of ages past. Ask your parent who will inform you, your elders who will tell you. When the Most High gave nations their homes and set the divisions of humanity, God fixed the boundaries of peoples in relation to Israel's numbers. For the Eternal's portion is this people, Jacob, God's own allotment. God found them in a desert region, in an empty, howling waste, God engirded them, watched over them, guarded them as a pupil of God's eye. Like an eagle who rouses its nestlings, gliding down to its young, so did God spread wings and take them, bear them along the pinions. The Eternal alone did guide them, no alien gods alongside. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu torat emet v'chayei olam natah b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Shekoyach. Would you please rise? Okay, Malcolm.
Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'yishtachavu le'ha'akodesh. Romemu Adonai. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'yishtachavu le'ha'akosho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'yishtachavu le'ha'akosho. Romemu, one more time. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'yishtachavu le'ha'akosho.
Please be seated.
My Torah portion is often referred to as the Songs of Moses. Moses is reaching the end of his life and is following God's instructions to put everything in order. The reason I chose this section is because, in the song, God is praised for being faithful, and the history of the Jews is told from their time as slaves in Egypt up to them nearly reaching the Promised Land. I felt that this is relevant to my bat mitzvah, as it is a good time in my life to reflect on my life so far, and look forward to the future years to come. Moses had led an extraordinary life, and his achievements are beyond what a normal human being can expect in their life. I cannot compare my own life to that of Moses. However, I can consider what has gone on well in my life so far. I have been brought up to be kind, polite, respectful, and tolerant of others. I believe these characteristics will allow me to grow into a responsible adult who will be able to make a positive contribution to society. Moses tried to instill these qualities into his people, but later the Songs of Moses predicts that people will become ungrateful and sinful. I found this message useful as it is a reminder to always be the best person I can be, and never to feel more important than any other human being. I hope that, having had the honor to study and understand my portion, and I will be able to use what I have learnt to be a good person who is always considerate towards others. I think that the portion has relevance to us today because there are sadly too many people who are unkind and disrespectful, and I feel that we should try and draw attention to these issues.
And our Haftarah matches the Song of Moses with a song of King David. And as you will hear, not everything always goes right in life, and therefore there is the need to sometimes cry out and to call out for a saviour.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar b'nvi'im tovim, v'ratzah v'divrehem, hane'emarim ba'emet. Baruch atah Adonai, habocher b'Torah, u'v'Moshe avdo, u'v'Yisrael amo, u'v'imvi'ei ha'emet v'tzedek.
Amen.
When the Eternal had saved him from the grasp of his enemies, and especially the grasp of King Saul, David sang this song to the Eternal. He sang, "The Eternal is my rock, my fortress, my refuge. God is my rock where I seek shelter, my shield, the source of my salvation. My deliverer, you save me from violence. Derided, I cry out to God. and am saved from my foes. The waves of death surrounded me, destruction's floods frightened me, the bonds of Sheol closed in on me, death's net entrapped me. In my torment I called to the Eternal, I called to my God. In your temple you heard me, my scream was in your ears. The earth trembled and shuddered, the sky's foundations shook. Your wrath made them shudder. Smoke poured from your nostrils, a devouring fire from your mouth. Blazing coals flamed forth from you. You spread out the sky and came down, with a thick cloud beneath your feet. You saddled a cherub and flew. You swooped on the wings of the wind. You tented yourself around with darkness, with rain clouds, your pavilion. Glowing coals fled forth from your brilliance. The Eternal thundered from heaven. The voice of the Most High made itself heard. You launched arrows and scattered them. Your lightning confounded them. The sea's channels could be seen. Earth's foundations were revealed. The Eternal lives. Praise be my rock. God is exalted, the rock of my salvation. The God who gives me revenge, who makes people subject to me, who frees me from my foes, who raises me above my enemies, who rescues me from the violent. So I thank you, Eternal One, among the nations, and sing praises to your name. You are a tower of victory to your king. You show love for your anointed, to David and his descendants forever. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, sur kol haolamim, tzadik b'chol hadorot, ha'el ha'ne'eman, ha'omer ve'oseh hamdaber u'mekayem, shekol devarav emet v'tzedek. Al ha'torah va'al ha'avodah va'al ha'nevi'im va'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh, shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu, likdusha v'limnuha lechavod ultifaret. Al hakol Adonai Eloheinu, anachnu modim lach, umvarachim otach. Yitzbarach shimcha b'fi kol chai, tamid leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen and Shikoyach. Would you please rise? In the middle of the foot of page 493, page 493, we read together. Eternal God, whose dominion embraces the universe, we ask your blessing for our sovereign lady, Queen Elizabeth, and all the royal family, for those who govern our country, and all who influence the quality of its national life. Make them conscious of their responsibility, and teach them to exercise it in accordance with your will. May we all help to fashion in this country a society that excels in freedom and justice, tolerance and compassion, so that it may be a force for righteousness and peace in the life of humanity. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless all our brothers and sisters of the house of Israel who enter synagogues to pray and to give aid to those in need. May the Holy One, to whom all praise is due, hear their prayers and help them to fulfill their aspirations for goods. And together, Eternal God, our rock and Redeemer, grant blessing to the state of Israel, created to fulfill an age-old dream and to be a haven for the oppressed. Inspire its leaders and citizens with faithfulness to the aims of its founders, to develop the land for the benefit of all its inhabitants, and to implement the prophetic ideals of liberty and justice. May they live in harmony with one another, and in peace with their neighbors, and cause to come true once more the ancient vision, that out of Zion shall go forth Torah, and the word of God from Jerusalem. Yehalelu et Shem Adonai, ki niskav shemo levado.
Israel.
Misha Barach, Avoteinu ve'imotenu. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless Alexia, who has come to read from the Torah on the occasion of her bat mitzvah. Alexia, I can attest to all those who may not know you so well that you truly do live up to those values of goodness that you taught about in your Divine Torah. May you continue to be a wonderful human being, playing your part within society and in our congregation as well. When we come together, all the variety of individuals and characters that we are, we bring such strength to the world. May you always feel at home in our community. May you bring third generation, because I was at Hader with your mum as well around that time as well, and it's wonderful to see different generations feeling comfortable within community. May you always enjoy your studies. May you enjoy doing it with your classmates as well, as you get to consider perhaps more difficult things as well in the coming years of Kabbalat Torah. May you enjoy your times with your school friends. May you always be happy. Yivarecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. E'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May God look kindly upon you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'sem lach shalom. And may God reach out to you in tenderness and give you peace. Amen.
And
this is the covenant I will make with the house of Israel in time to come, says the Eternal. I will put my teaching within them and engrave it in their hearts. I will be their God, and they shall be my people. No longer shall anyone need to teach a friend or a neighbour to know me, for they all shall know me, young and old alike.
Hashivenu, Hashivenu, Adonai, Echa, Benashuva,
Please be seated. Very fortunate within our movement of liberal Judaism to be able to work and support with other communities. And just recently, my father, our emeritus rabbi, Rabbi Dr. Andrew Goldstein, was at our Ealing community. And now we are able to have an exchange back, which is our Balat Tefillah, Emily Eastmond, who's delivering the sermon today.
One of my favourite parts of a new year is a new diary. The optimism and excitement a new year can bring, the opportunity to reset, start again, or simultaneously building on the successes of the previous year can be refreshing and rejuvenating, even on a rainy day like today. I choose with care my paper diary, it's got to be paper, knowing that there are going to be very few times or places I will be over the next 12 months without it. Except today, I didn't bring it, it's Shabbat. My map and plan for the year and my record of what has taken place. I like to plan. I know not everyone does, but I like to plan. I like to know what's going to happen and to be in control. But the plan is a starting point. Once it's in place, it can be adapted, amended, rewritten, and occasionally completely disregarded. But the foundation of having a plan for me as a security and a grounding. Standing right here was never part of any plan I had. If you'd have told me a year ago that I would be here delivering a sermon, I would have been, at that point, a little bit surprised. 5 years ago, no way would I have believed you. At that point, leading services, giving sermons, giving to our Torahs, definitely not part of my plan. I had a secular upbringing with a very strong sense of cultural Jewish identity. My abiding memory of a child of occasional visits to synagogue when visiting my grandparents, usually on the occasion of a bar mitzvah, is of being stuck up on the balcony whilst everything was happening down below, including throwing of sweets, which I know doesn't happen here. It was out of reach, functionally because it was an Orthodox synagogue, but also because shul-going was not part of the fabric of my everyday family life. Family, food, music, films, the Marx Brothers, along with a selection of Yiddish words spattered about the place, framed my Jewishness. It's not until I made a last-minute decision one summer to go to Tel Aviv that did I realise that something had been missing. That simply being in a Jewish environment outside of family felt right, and it was something that I wanted to experience again. After that holiday, I knew there was something different, something more, connected to my Jewishness that I needed to find. At first, I just felt I needed to be around Jewish spaces and Jewish people. I talked my brother into signing up to modern Hebrew lessons with me. Didn't take much persuading. It was terrifying, absolutely terrifying. My sole experience of learning a different language up to this point had been scraping through French GCSE a long time before that. Through these classes, I not only learnt the alphabet, but the experience of just being with other Jews who I was not related to. That simultaneous feeling of being with, spending time with, learning with, essentially strangers, but who were people that were also family. The Hebrew lessons were the starting point. So, again, along with my brother, we decided to look for a synagogue. Not particularly at that point, out of a religious need, but to look for a community, to feel part of something bigger. The first synagogue on the list to visit, due to location, was Ealing Liberal Synagogue. ELS was the first and last synagogue we visited. One meeting with Rabbi Janet Burden and other members of the community, and we were hooked. I soon learned that if Janet suggests I do something, then it is most definitely a good idea. And if you know her, I'm sure you can imagine the tone of voice she uses when she tells you to do something. Janet is not to be argued with. One of her amazing qualities, and there are many, is being able to recognise the qualities and potential in others. So when she suggested I did the LJ Be'alei Tefillah course, I signed up without hesitation. I then asked her what I'd actually signed up for. On my first visit to MPLS for a music day a few years ago, I remember very clearly Rabbi Aaron coming up to me, talking to me and welcoming me. It may have been that he was going around the room, welcoming everyone, recognised a face he didn't know, and he was being friendly. But my residing memory of that brief exchange was one of warmth and welcome, and that's what I've got every time I visited this community and met people for a second and a third time, or even for the first time. That's always the feeling I get when I come here. It's a little bit that I get also when I go to Ealing. So, although I'm not a member here, I do really love to come and visit because I know I will get a warm welcome. A couple of years ago, I saw the opportunity to do the MPLS Hebrew crash course with Rabbi Aaron and Rabbi Leah. And I jumped at the chance, not only because I was determined to improve my Hebrew, I needed it for the Be'alei Tefillah course, but I also knew that I would get a warm welcome and I would have a really filling weekend. Leading services is not something I ever planned to do, but there are many aspects of it that appeal. And something that started out as utterly terrifying, and at times is still terrifying, it's also incredibly enjoyable. Brings it with it the satisfaction of facilitating an experience for others, the buzz of performing, an opportunity for learning, but also a chance to be in control and to be in charge at times. Rabbi Nachman of Bratslav said, "The whole world is a very narrow bridge, and the important thing is to not be afraid." How often do we map out our lives, plan our next step, fill our diaries, make commitments, and set ourselves up in a certain direction? How often do we stop and listen to those around us? Our own vision of the path to take may be hazy, without us really realising it, and it's not until someone points out to us that there's maybe a different path, a different way to walk through life. For me, knowing I have people around me I trust to set me straight, or even just to send me off in a different direction, helps me to be less afraid. What possibilities are out there for you as we start a new year? Is there someone close by you who can see a clearer way that it's worth listening to? Or could you offer that support and direction for someone else? Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shkoach.
We now come to our concluding prayers on page 520. Page 520. And when you're ready, please rise. Page 519. Page 519, sorry, just the page before. But you can still rise.
Baruch Adonai Leolam.
Amen. Amen.
Baruch Adonai Elohim, Elohei Yisrael, Oseh Niflaot Levado. Uvaruch Shem Kevodo Leolam, Vayemale Kevodo et Kol Haaretz.
Amen. Amen. And together, the eternal God shall rule over all the earth. On that day, the eternal God shall be one and known to be one. May your love, O God, rest upon us as we rest our hope in you. All the nations you have made shall come and bow down before you and honour your name. Let God be praised by day. Let God be praised by night. Let God be praised when we lie down. Let God be praised when we rise up.
Our God in heaven, let your unity be acknowledged and your sovereignty established forever. Reign over us now and always.
Page 524. As we worship before you, O God, we think of those who once shared with us the joys and burdens of life and who are no longer in our midst. The sorrow of bereavement is softened by the bond of love which continues to unite us with our dear ones, and by our cherished memories of them which we will always carry in our hearts. On this Shabbat we recall the art sites in our community of Bessie Wolfe, the mother of Joy Wainwright, Hyman Levine, the father-in-law of Arlene, of Jack Michelson, the father of Irene and Martin and grandfather of Martha, of Phyllis Rabin, the mother of Sandra Lawson, of Rachel Daniel, the mother of Joe Daniel, of Richard Field, the husband of Caroline, and father of Rachel and Nicholas. May all that was good in their lives remain with us as an influence for good. O God, grant consolation to those who are in sorrow, and light to those in darkness. Teach us at all times to put our trust in you and to praise your name, as we say together. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma tivrach v'yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, v'agalau v'zman kariv v'imru, Amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lamei almaya. Yiparach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei tekudshah v'richu, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiranda ma v'imru, amen. Yehesh lama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mroma, uyaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol b'nei Adam, v'imru, amen. May great peace descend from heaven, and abundant life be granted to us, to all Israel, to all humanity, and to all those who mourn. And let us say, Amen. Please be seated. In a moment, I ask Alexia to come back up here with our president, Spencer, to make a presentation. And just beforehand, to a couple of very quick announcements. Tomorrow we have a lot of activities around Sukkot. We are welcoming over 120 clients of the Watford and Three Rivers Refugee Partnership to come to the synagogue for tea, for entertainment, for our own socialising and mingling together as well. Members of our local community who have come from many different countries over the last few years. We are going to conclude our time with them, walking out to our sukkah and beginning to dress it. The sukkah is a symbol of the fragility of home, the fragility of existence. What's more of a meaningful way to actually begin our Sukkot than sharing that experience with so many people who have flown from fragile situations in their life. Following that, with our young families, we'll continue to dress the Sukkah and to have a short service, and then we have our Erev Sukkot service at 8:30 p.m. In the morning, our service is at 11 o'clock, and there are activities for young children as well if you would like to bring them along. I certainly hope that everybody at Jewish Day School will come along and enjoy themselves here as you got the day off. We have the beginnings of our sukkah table at the back. We're collecting for New Hope, who are our partner charity, as we always have done, the Watford organisation supporting people who live with precarious home situations. And talking of that, we also have become a home for a number of survivors. And those survivors are our Czech Torah scrolls. This morning, Alexia read from a scroll from Slovakia, the town of Spišské Nové Ves. And we are so chuffed that, and I'll let you into a little secret, the Slovakian ambassador to this country is going to be coming here to learn and hear the story of the Jews of Spišské Nové Ves, to understand why this little community in an odd little suburb of London, Northwood, and Pinner Liberal Synagogue houses and holds so dear that community. And one of the reasons that he is coming here is because we want to put pressure on. The town so far have not put up a memorial to the Jews of their town, and we want to put pressure on the authorities to be able to do so. So we're really chuffed. It's a real big breakthrough for us as we cherish the memories of all the Jews of the towns through the survivors, which are the Torah scrolls. And also another opportunity for you to engage with what I call a Phoenix community, and that's the progressive Jewish community of Lviv. Today it's called Lviv. You may know it as Lvov or Lvov or Lemberg, depending on which way you know it. We are twins with the progressive Jewish community there, and we're having our third now annual visit to the community to understand more about Judaism there today, and also, of course, to memorialise the past. We're also working with World Jewish Relief to support elderly people who are vulnerable due to poverty within that city. And it's an incredible city as well. I make no bones about it. It's an amazing place to visit also. So if you'd like to join me, the dates for next year will be the 4th to the 7th of June. And please see me afterwards if you want to have any details. I think that's it. And then Spencer.
You read beautifully, you were taught very well, you grouped the words very nicely. You perhaps don't know that when you go into the Osorio Hall and look at the stained glass window, you'll see verse 11, the first three words of verse 11 that you read, Kanesher Ya'ir Kino, as an eagle stirs up its nest, you'll see them on the window. Okay, see if you can pick them out. And there is a designation of an eagle up there. Before I pass on the goodie bag, I'd just like to say a few words which seem relevant, as my friend Izzy Schwartz was in Florida, in Boca Raton, for a bat mitzvah, and he was sitting outside his hotel just gazing and watching people go by, and he sees a cloud of dust in the distance, and he wonders what it is, so he goes out onto the sidewalk, and eventually the cloud of dust materializes into a wagon driven by a farmer, and Izzy says to the farmer, he says, "Howdy," and the farmer says, "Howdy." And Izzy says, "Where are you going?" And the farmer says, "I'm going to town." And Izzy says, "What you got in the wagon?" And the farmer says, "Manure." And Izzy says, "What are you going to do with the manure?" Izzy says, "We spread it on the fruit." And Izzy thinks, and he says, "That's interesting. You want to come and have lunch at our place because we always use double cream." I have three very valuable gifts for you here. One is a very valuable bat mitzvah card. The second one is a not so valuable voucher for a trip to Israel. It won't take you all the way, it won't even take you halfway, but it will get you the bus fare to the airport. So it's really well worthwhile. Here, this is what I would call a not timely, because we're giving you a machzor Ruach Hadashah, a machzor which is as you know, is the High Holy Day book. Who gives somebody a book for a festival that's just finished? It doesn't seem right somehow, but when you look in it, you'll find lots of poems and very stimulating passages. So read it, don't put it in a cupboard and leave it till next year, and then you won't know where to find it. So just take it out, okay? Okay, are you happy to accept this?
Truly been surrounded by music and song through this service as well. So we finish in a way that everybody can hopefully join in with as we feel the waves of music flow over us.
Ilululu, 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 lele shirakaya, ilululu, malele shirakaya, oh ilululu, malele shirakaya, ilululu, malele shirakaya,
Baruch atah b'vo'echa. Blessed may you have felt when you came in. Baruch atah b'tzeitecha. And blessed may you now feel as you depart.
Adonai Yevarech et amo b'shalom.
Shabbat Shalom and Mazel Tov.
after the holiday is about time.